Hi. Well, it may not seem as if much happened this week. If you look at the weekly change, it was down 69 points, and today, Friday, we're up 113. Um, I'll tell you, once again, we had an example of the egregious behavior by the Federal Reserve, specifically Janet Yellen in this case. Um, 2 days ago, she gave a speech in which she said that not only were rates not going to be raised in September, but the results of the meeting were that they were actually talking about rates of less than 0%. She did say that she thought that was unlikely, but unlikely does not mean you're rejecting it out of hand. It's kind of a trial balloon to see what people think. I mean, would you have ever believed that we would see somebody with savings able to earn absolutely nothing on those savings? It seems outrageous. And yet here we are, and it's been many years, and once again, another rate meeting has passed, and the rates were not raised. I think the odds of rates being raised in December is now less than 50%. I think something like 30%. So the egregious behavior by Yellen. One day she says we're going to be watching what happens in foreign markets and foreign economies and our stock market and all these other extraneous factors to determine if rates should be raised, could be raised at all. The next day she gives a speech, I think it was at Amherst, I think this was yesterday, in which she says that she really is expecting to raise rates in 2015. Keep in mind, it's already almost October, and I don't think anybody who's paying attention really believes that she's going to raise rates in December. If anybody would like to wager on that, I may consider a 50-50 bet, since I think the odds are much worse than that for you betting on a rate increase. In any case, the outrage is, number one, that these talking heads, these academics, these people with models and no real-world experience are able to move markets so dramatically with every pronouncement that they're able to say one thing one day and the opposite thing the next day, and nobody calls them on it. Why is that? Why are people oblivious to the fact that Janet Yellen one day says we don't see the way clear to raising rates because of all the issues globally, and the next day says that she intends fully to raise rates at the next meeting? And if it hadn't been said so many times now in a row, maybe they would have some credibility left, but as far as I'm concerned, they have none. On a side note, I don't know what happened to Janet Yellen yesterday, but something did happen to her. If you watch the speech, and if you go to, I think if you go to YouTube and type in Yellen's speech, try to get a speech where you could actually see a close-up of her while she's speaking, as opposed to from distant in the auditorium. And you will see that Janet Yellen had some kind of medical event, either before the speech or during the speech. But judge for yourself. I thought it was bad enough that I would not have been surprised that people rushed the stage to help her. As a matter of fact, I was surprised that they did not. Nobody in her entourage or the audience made any moves to help her. It's only when she said that she was done talking, and I really think she called a halt to the speech because she appeared to be almost about to vomit, and looked as if she almost was vomiting. This is after a period of time when she stared for long time periods at the page while nodding her head and not saying a word. The official story is that she suffered from dehydration, which I think is a crock. I've been dehydrated before. I don't remember symptoms like that. I remember having my mouth be dry and maybe my sweat not coming as it should. But the behavior of Yellen, I would bet money was not dehydration. And as a matter of fact, I believe it's very likely that even though we've been told that she was checked out and she's fine and is resuming her normal schedule, I would not be surprised at all to find out this weekend, now that the market is closed, to find out that Janet Yellen has been hospitalized and possibly even replaced. Judge for yourself with this video, but I can tell you that if I knew somebody who was behaving in that manner, I would not accept a glib pronouncement of dehydration as the cause. In any case, although I despise Yellen personally and the Federal Reserve as an institution, along with many other highly regarded institutions here and abroad, the fact is I really don't wish ill on her personally, no matter what opinion I have of her professional activities. And I hope she has a speedy recovery, but perhaps not returning to the Federal Reserve if indeed she is off it. In any case, it was an okay week. It's been quite a dramatic period since the Fed pronouncement last week, and I really hold on a second. I have personal issues. My phone rang, but I'm too far into this to interrupt now. In any case, I'm going to wrap it up. The outrage is the two-faced pronouncements of government officials yet again, although I take that back. The Federal Reserve is not a government entity, but they essentially speak for the government. In any case, I'm off. I've earned a weekend's rest, and I will return again on Sunday night. Still think the direction is down, and even though today really tested the nerves, the market closing up 100 but still down 200 from its high of this morning. Have a great weekend. Take care.